The aim of this shot is to get the shuttle as close to the opponent's service line, as this will force them to come close to the net and will give you space at the back of the court to do an overhead smash. I did this as my first serve to see the amount of pressure and space it gave me and the other opponent. Players mostly use this shot in doubles as it puts a lot of pressure on both opponents. Start facing side on with feet about shoulder width apart, with the non-dominant foot being in front. The shuttle should be held at waist level. Swing the racket arm back and cock the wrist and hand. Release the shuttle and transfer your body weight from back to front. Then bring the racket down and push it forward to make contact with the shuttle around the thigh area. There should be not much wrist action with this serve as it is pushed over the net rather than hit. The aim of this shot is to send the shuttle high and long and make it drop as close to the furthest back line as possible. This will make it very difficult for an opponent to hit an effective return. Forehand smash, if executed well, is probably the most difficult shot to return, just because of the pace and direction put on the shuttle. The downward angle of the shot is just as important as the speed it is hit at. The non-dominant foot should be in front of the dominant foot. Body weight should be evenly spread between the balls of both feet, and the non-racket arm should be out in front around shoulder height or where it feels comfortable. The racket arm should be up behind the body line with the racket head pointing towards the sky. In the next stage of the shot, body weight should be transferred to the rear foot. Cock the wrist. Swing the racket up and forward to make contact with the shuttle as high as possible and well out in front of the body. The shoulders and hips should also rotate to face the net in this phase of the stroke. Make sure the face of the racket is pointing at the mid-court of the opponent's side. The next shot is also known as the block shot. It is generally used in defence against an opponent smash, but if a player is up at the net, it may also be used against a drive shot and can become an attacking shot. Players should already be in the position waiting for the opponent's return. From this position, watch the shuttle off the opponent's racket and quickly move in line with the shot. Make sure the racket will intercept the shuttle, and depending on the court position and the height of the return, adjust the racket face accordingly. The racket should not be swung at all. It is just there to block the shuttle, taking all the pace out of the opponent's smash or drive. With this shot, because the shuttle is travelling so quickly at a player, it will leave little time to assume the correct body position. Players can be blocking the shuttle from peculiar positions, but the best way would be to stand square facing the net with the racket out in front of the body. The purpose of this shot is to catch your opponent out and make them stretch when playing their reply shot, hopefully to force an unbalanced weak reply. To execute the shot, get behind and in line with the shuttle and turn side on to the net. Have the non-racket arm in front of the body and the racket hand should be up behind the head. To enable maximum disguise, the racket body preparation should be near as identical to how you should play a smash or a clear. As the shuttle comes closer, extend the racket arm and rotate to the shoulders and hips round to face the net. With this shot, make contact with the shuttle out in front of the body, making sure to direct the shuttle downwards as with a smash, but to declarate the racket head speed as opposed to accelerating it through. This will ensure the shuttle will drop in the forecourt area. In this clip you can clearly see my opponent has a weakness to my strongest shot, which is an overhead smash. The mistakes to be avoided: for example, the shuttle should always be directed to land on vacant areas in the opponent's court to always keep the opponent on the move. It must be kept in mind that any opponent can execute deadly accurate shots when they are not on the move and the shuttle is hit for their easy reach. The basic strategy in singles is movement pressure. This means that you force them to cover distance rapidly and change direction. This will definitely tire them. The idea of a central base position is to help you cover the whole court, and the principle of hitting to the corners is to apply maximum movement pressure to your opponent. Although you should normally play towards the four corners, hitting to the middle is a useful defensive resource and confuses the other opponent.